our communities. In addition, the disruption that comes from vandalized infrastructure negatively affects the same communities to benefit from that infrastructure. To address the challenges of crime, tomorrow the mayor and the Minister of Police will convene a 2-day crime imbizo for Inanda and Umlazi, following our crime statistics that have shown high levels of murder and sexual offenses in these areas. This will culminate into our city's crime summit, which will be held in November this year during the safety month. The focus on crime is most opportune as we build up to the festive season. We want our visitors not only to feel welcome, but also to feel safe. And we must commend the work that is done by SAPS and Metropolis, especially to respond to some of these challenges in township, in the CBD, the manner in which they are trying to resolve these challenges. When it comes to cleanliness, with regards to waste management, we have heard the concerns raised by the business community and by our residents. We have since introduced a targeted approach to rid our city of crime and filth. For instance, in each street in the inner city, we have deployed dedicated teams that are going to pick up litter and sweep the streets in all shifts. And we have already met with the informal traders body, which is their leadership, who have also pledged that they are going to make sure that where they are trading, they are going to ascertain that the levels of cleanliness are preserved. This is going to be complemented by the area managers doing inspections during their shifts in the areas that are supervising. We have also embarked on an intensive communication campaign to encourage residents to clean their environment. We want to appeal to our business stakeholders, particularly in the manufacturing sector, to refrain from disposing of their waste in places that are not designated for this purpose. This behavior blights the face of our city, blocks our stormwater systems, and poses a serious threat to marine life. Ladies and gentlemen, when we launched the City Spring Cleanup campaign last month, we wanted to bring together various municipal departments with the aim of entrenching a sustainable and resilient cleansing strategy. We are committed to sustaining and expanding this cleanup program, working in partnership with various stakeholders, including communities and government, to create a clean and healthy environment. We must also report that big companies are joining us in this cleaning campaign: Toyota, SAP, their part and parcel, and many other companies around the city who have shown a keen interest to assist us to stabilize our city. When it comes to the interventions in the Durban South Basin, which is carrying the big chunk of our investments in the city, as well as the source of revenue for ours as a municipality. So therefore, you will recall that after the April floods, the Durban South Basin was severely affected, and many industries such as Toyota and Sapi, Psycho, suspended their operations. Most of these companies, and Monde and others, they employ a number of people in this municipality and in the province as a whole. Our electricity, water, and sanitation infrastructure was also not spared, as 3 power substations were flooded. But we are happy and pleased to report that water supply in Umlazi, Sipingo, and Prospecting, which was also cut off as the Umlazi Canal water pipeline was washed away. We want to commend the business committee in the areas for working with us to fast-track the restoration and rebuilding process. What we commend the business is their gesture, where not only physical and morally to support us, but financially to support us as a city to restore these services. We really appreciate that. We are pleased to report that through our joint efforts, Toyota and Sapi have resumed operations, and all employees are back to work. As a result, Sapi was able to retain its expansion investment of 7.7 billion rands, which was unveiled by the President last month. Otongati update. We are pleased to report that residents in some part of Tongat have started to receive water from their taps after the completion of tie-in on the Mamba Ridge pipeline on the Hazelmere Waterworks Avondale Reservoir pipeline. We are mentioning this because we are aware that they are not receiving water throughout the day. There are limited hours where they access water. The new connection directs 2 million liters of water a day from the Hazelmere Dam to some parts of Tongan. We are working tirelessly to complete repairs to the Otongan water treatment plant. The full repairs are expected to be completed by end of this month, October. By the 5th of November, we should be able to commission this plant. We can report that currently the progress on the repairs is more than 75% that has been attained. On road rehabilitation, the total number of road rehabilitation projects recorded after the April and May floods was around 2,371. The number of completed projects so far is 561. More communities can now enjoy improved access to public amenities such as schools and hospitals. Concerning the relocation of flood victims in our city, we have reduced the number of mass care centers from 52 centers to 52 from 120 in the immediate aftermath of the floods. We have a plan to close one hall per week, and this has resulted in the closure of Besta, Mauti, Kloof, Ngokogazi, and Claremont mass care centers. We do this by relocating families to newly built temporary residential units. Our intention is to ensure that all flood victims are relocated from all these mass care centers before December. We want them to celebrate Christmas and other holidays in safer places. Last week, we closed Zwelisha and Jablani mass care centers in Guamashu as well. From 3,950 households that were displaced, we are now remaining with 1,449 households. We are pleased that construction is underway on 1,185 sites that the city has made available to provincial departments of human settlement. Great progress has also been made to procure transitional and emergency accommodation, which includes state and privately owned properties. The city has also supplied 467 households with building material to enable them to get back on their feet. In addition, work has started in Marine Ridge rental housing stock, and repairs in Umlazi T section and Cleveland's hostel are underway. We want to commend private sector and civil society organizations for putting their shoulder to the wheel to address the plight of the displaced flood victims. We are pleased to report that we have also received a donation of 100 housing units from the Development Bank of Southern Africa and 8 houses from the National Lottery Operation Ituba Holdings, and other houses that have been built by the private service providers that are working in the city. We want to assure our residents and the business community that we are hard at work to create a conducive environment for investments that will lead to economic growth, which is inclusive, to ensure that we create much needed jobs and also open the economic opportunities to all people of eThekwini. We'd like to thank all our stakeholders for working with us during this difficult period. Our city will forever be receptive to the guidance and wise counsel of our stakeholders. We are in this together, and we all want to see a safe and prosperous eThekwini. We reiterate that Durban is open for business and to welcome our tourists. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fanele ngiphendule. All right. Nginikaza umsebenzi onzima. Sibonga kakhulu ukuba khona kukamongameli we-Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry kwi-city, Mr. Maharaj, the CEO and the chairperson of tourism, and our city manager who's also part of the panelist. Sifisa-ke ukuthi sikubonge lokhu ngoba kusho ukuthi sisebenza ndawonye nebusiness ukuqinisekisa osomabhizinisi ukuqinisekisa ukuthi umsebenzi wokubuyisela isimo endaweni ejwayelekile edolobheni lethu emva kwekhukhula uyaqhubeka. Sifuna ukukhuluma ngamabhishi ulwandle lethu esilwaziyo ukuthi ilona oluyigolide ekuletheni abavakashi kuleli dolobha lakithi. Sifuna ukucacisa ke ukuthi sibe nesimo la khona esibona amabhishi ethu kumele siphoqeleke ukuthi siwavale. Siyazi ukuthi lokho kudale umonakalo omkhulu kakhulukazi kubavakashi nakubahlali baseThekwini abathanda ukuzijabulisa ngolwandle lwethu. Sifisa ukuxolisa kakhulu ukuthi kwenzeke leso simo, kodwa konke sikwenzayo sibeke phambili ukubhekelela impilo zabavakashi nabavakashi bethu abavela kumazwe ngaphandle nabangaphakathi nomphakathi wakithi eThekwini, ukuthi siqinisekise ukuthi konke sikwenzayo kuyayivikela impilo zabo, kakhulukazi amanzi ethu asezingeni lokuthi kukwazi ukuthi asebenziseke ngendlela olwandle. Esikwenzileke ukuthi siqhubeke siconduct ama test, sibheke sihlole ukuthi ulwandle lwethu lumi kanjani, ngabe sesingakwazi ukulivula libhukude. Siyajabula ke ukuthi sibike emphakathini ukuthi sesikwazile ukuthi senze umsebenzi ukuthi olunye ulwandle lwethu liqale lisebenze livulwe ngokusemthethweni. Kodwa lo monakalo uphethwe kakhulu udaba lokulungisa i-pump station noma ama-pump stations akhele indawo lapha umgwaqo Joanna Street, Joanna Road and Ohlange Sewerage pump stations, okuyizona indawo ke lezo ezidunga kakhulu ulwandle lwethu ngokukhipha udoti ziwukhiphele emfuleni ugcine usufinyelela ulwandle. Ngakho ke siyajabula ukusho ukuthi umsebenzi kuseyinhlelweni zokuthi uqhubeke wenziwe ukuvuselela lenqalasizinda ngoba yiyo ekumele ikwazi ukulungisa lo msebenzi ukuthi ulwandle lisebenze ngendlela. Siyakubeka ke futhi ukuthi siyakujabulela ukuthi sinikezwe imali uhulumeni kazwelonke elinganiselwa ku-184 million. Leyo mali ke kodwa sibonga kunjalo ukuthi siyitholile ayenele, ngoba uma sibheka umsebenzi kufanele mawenziwe ukulungisa lo monakalo wenqalasizinda yethu ngokulungisa nje ama-pump stations, kakhulukazi la wathinta lezi zinto eziphuthumayo azokhosta u-160 million. Mase kuthi u-300 million wona uzobusubhekela ukulungisa iy'nhlelo zethu nenqalasizinda yethu edlulisa amanzi emphakathini. Siyajabula-ke ngoba sinalo ithemba lokuthi wonke lo msebenzi esiwenzayo ukulungisa lesi simo, kakhulukazi ukungcola kwamanzi olwandle uzoqhubeka, sikwazi ukuthi umphakathi ukuthi kushaya isikhathi sama-holiday lawo kaKhisimusi naNcibijana abantu bazobe sebekwazi ukubhukuda ngokuphelele olwandle lwethu. Sifisa-ke ukubikela umphakathi ukuthi kulolu lwandle lwethu oluphakathi nendawo lapha eThekwini Central Beaches iwona-ke esikwazile ukwavula ngesonto elidlule, ile kuthiwa i-Bay of Plenty, ile kuthiwa uShaka Beach, North Beach, West Beach. In the south ngale eSouth nakhona sivula uMgababa, uMkhomazi, Brighton Beach and Treasure Beaches nawo futhi asevuliwe. Siyafisa-ke ukucela kubo bonke abavakashi ukuthi baqhubeke nezinhlelo zokuthi belungiselele ukuza lapha eThekwini, ngoba siyazi ukuthi iweather iyasivumela, isimo sezulu siyasivumela, abavakashi bathanda kakhulu ukuza ngapha. Ngakho-ke ulwandle lethu luzobe livuliwe, abantu abaqhubeke bengami ukwenza ama-bookings okuvakashela idolobha lethu laseThekwini ngoba nobumnandi butholakala lapha eThekwini. Sifisa ukukhuluma ngesimo sobugebengu esixakile. Siyakubuka ukuthi isimo sobugebengu sigcina sinomthelela omubi kakhulukazi nasegameni nje ledolobha lethu kubavakashi, abatshali bezimali, umphakathi nokungaphephi kwawo. Futhi sikubona lokhu kwenziwa na umthelela wesimo la sibona khona baningi kakhulu abantu abahlala emgwaqweni bengenazo indawo zokuhlala. Ngakho-ke idolobha lethu liyaqhubeka nohlelo lalo lokuthi lisingathe lukhusele labo abahlala emgwaqweni nakuba bengekho bonke kulezi indawo esizivulile ukuthi sibanakekele kuzo. Kodwa siyakujabulela ukuthi